Hi. I wanted to take a minute to talk about the mental expectations that happen around food. And I think a lot of it is personal as well as social, cultural constructs. What do we expect out of a moment? Because eating, there's so many different ways to relate to it. Many people look at it as, oh, that's something I have to do. I have to feed my body so that I can keep going, more important things. There's many of us who are very food-oriented and sensory-oriented, who want to enjoy every bite of their food. They want to savor the flavors. They want to enjoy the textures. They want to enjoy the moment, the experience of eating. And sometimes you want to share that with someone, and sometimes you don't. I personally, when I eat, I want to eat alone. I want to eat reading a book. I want to eat just me and the food. Or me and one other person. I will eat with other people, of course. I eat with my family. I eat when I go out with friends and family. And I enjoy it. But it's not the same as getting to just be me and the food, right? Like, if I really enjoy the meal, I kind of wish everyone would leave me alone. So I don't have to talk. I don't have to think about anything else. I can just experience the moment and the food, the sensations, the textures, the flavors, the smells, the heat, the cold, whatever it is, right? That is how I prefer to enjoy a meal. And sometimes I like to read my book, or I try not to scroll on my phone when I do it, when I eat, but I do sometimes because, the world we live in. I enjoy people watching when I'm out by myself, which is very rare nowadays. But, yeah, and when you don't get those expectations filled, what does the meal mean? If I don't get my quiet moment and I spend the whole time answering questions with my daughter or trying to plan something with my husband, an appointment, an event, just something that we need to do, right? For example, right now we're talking about trying to repair a air conditioner in one of the little cabins that we have out here. It's an ongoing drama since the end of April. I'm not going to get into it, but it ruins my whole vibe. And so if I'm eating a meal that I enjoy, I do not want to talk about the stupid effing air conditioner. I don't want to do that. It ruins. And I've also come to discover, I don't know anyone else in my life that I can talk to about this really, or that experiences this, but if I start getting anxious or upset, my meal is done. I don't want to eat anymore. I don't want to try and navigate feeding myself and enjoying a meal and splitting my attention between a good meal and a shitty vibe, right? Like, I don't want to have to do the work. I don't want to be at work while I'm eating. I want to take a lunch break. Like, when you work at home, those kind of definitions, delineations, boundaries that you set for yourself are really important. And it takes me a long time because I tend to just do, right? So it's kind of a running joke when I sit down to eat with the family. I will get up like 10 times. I will get a napkin for someone. I will fill up a water glass. I will get myself a fork. I will get the extra sauce off the, kitchen counter or whatever. Like, I pop up and down, and I don't actually enjoy that. But I'm also impatient, and I don't feel like waiting or hearing someone ask 3 or 4 times, because then I start to feel this burden of, well, it's my home. I know where everything is. I can just get it, and we can go on and enjoy the meal. So I'm trying to sort of release some of those expectations around myself and allow myself to just sit and enjoy the meal, or, whatever I'm doing. But really, it's around food and coffee. Let's talk about coffee for a second. Not the health benefits or the lack thereof or how dangerous it, any of that, right? So I drink decaf coffee. It's a Swiss water processed, organic, decaf, dark roasted here in Texas, Rutamaya brand. It's the only brand of coffee that I drink anymore, and I only drink the decaf. And I have a very specific expectation of what I want a coffee experience to be like. I want my coffee hot, like almost too hot to drink. I like hot coffee, not like lukewarm coffee. Fucking mom coffee is like practically cold, you know. I like it creamy, I like it sweet, I like it strong, and I like it hot. Like I want a cup of hot coffee, and I don't want it in a thermos, because then I just sip on it all day and I don't drink any water because it stays hot all day. So like I have this sort of idealistic expectation around what a coffee moment means to me. And if I don't get it, why am I even drinking the coffee? I don't need it for caffeine or energy, which you don't get from caffeine anyway. You get a buzz. Like, my gosh, I'm so sensitive to caffeine. One time I took a sip of my husband's coffee, and he's actually quitting caffeine, so it was like half and half or something. And I was like bzz, 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 for like hours. And I love the feeling of being able to get stuff done and having the energy to do it. But the crash and then the headache, I mean, even just off that little bit, like I feel it. So I avoid it when I can. I avoid it. I don't drink caffeinated coffee on purpose. Yeah, but I don't want to try or put my energy into creating an expectation around having this coffee moment. And it's so hyped in our media. You see two women sitting and sipping coffee and chatting and laughing and oh, my coffee moment is so delicious, you know. Or you see a woman or a person sitting there in the morning with their hot steaming cup of coffee and their list, and they're like, I'm getting stuff done. This is my day to prepare and my moment for myself before this busy work day, you know. How long does the coffee sit like that and stay hot? How long do you have to have that moment to yourself? And so this is going beyond food and coffee in a way, and setting and talking about like how do you set yourself up for success or to experience what you truly want out of a moment. Like this is, now we're talking about meditation and presence and being here now. And coffee is just a really great example of that. It is an experience that is temporally related. Okay? You're not going to sit there for half an hour and come back and your coffee be exactly the same as it was. Especially if you're in an air-conditioned cold room with a fan. Don't get me started on fans in restaurants or my kitchen. Anyway, so I have decided to separate my expectations about coffee from the day-to-day, right? Like if I decide I'm going to have a cup of decaf coffee, I'm going to set the expectation and boundaries around how I want it to be, the experience I want to have, and what do I need to do to get that, okay? And let me tell you, every time I try to do that in the morning, I'm like, I have a cup of coffee before I get my day started. And it's not often. I do it like once a week, maybe twice a week. I try and only do it on Sundays because I have less of a time crunch on Sundays. You know, we're not doing anything, so I can sit and enjoy. Man, my cheeks are really red. Anyway, moving on. It's just become a thing. Like I'm not going to give myself the opportunity to get disappointed about a cup of coffee anymore, or a moment that doesn't live up to my expectations. Like really meditating on how to enjoy where you are right now, no matter what. It's a process, but it's necessary, or else you're always going to get grumpy about cold fucking coffee. I guess that's the moral of the story. I keep looking around because it's so beautiful outside. Let me show you. It's raining, it's green, it's not too hot. You can hear the tree frogs and the birds and the neighborhood, whatever. So I'm being here now and I'm enjoying this moment. And I'm trying to learn to separate these moments from a sensory experience that I have to put energy into. I don't want to do that. I just want to enjoy it. You know, if I ever get to a point where someone makes me a cup of coffee and brings it to me at the exact right time when I can sit and enjoy it and not have to answer questions or do anything or get up or get anything for anyone, then I will enjoy it. But in the meantime, I'm enjoying the moment that I'm in right now. And I hope y'all are too. Bye.